my computer and the whiteboard behind it. This is the whiteboard I use for my monthly goals. So it says February, and then I usually list 4 to 5 goals that would be really great to get done in the month, but are a little bit challenging. So I would never use this board to say, right, it's not like a to-do list. It's like action items. No, it's not even action items. It's my monthly focus. That's a better way to say it. Those are my focuses for the month. They are usually income related. I have one of those. They are numbers related as far as how many team members I'm adding personally to my team and how many team members our bigger team is growing by. So income, team members, my personal sales go up there. And then if I have a rank goal or something like that, that goes up there. Also, if there's something like new, for example, when I started my YouTube channel, that was a focus for the month. Get my YouTube channel up and running. So it's bigger things. They're not just simply things I can just check. If at the end of the month I have easily checked all these off, I know that I didn't try, I didn't work hard enough to come up with goals that would push me. So the goals here, I typically only get like 4 out of 5 or 3 of 4 of them. I usually don't get all of them because they're push goals. Now last month I got all of them and we celebrated really big because it was hard. It was like, it's not easy to get all of the goals that I set on this board. Now, I make sure that they're not too hard. If they're too hard, that's just really not motivating. Your goals need to stair step. So it should be within your reach, but slightly out of your reach. Does that make sense? Like you can get it, you can see it, but it's right outside of your comfort zone. Those are the goals that go right here. Okay, now I have another whiteboard here. This one's bigger, it's longer, and I have loved the way I've used it over the last 4 or 5 months, maybe 4 months. It's just worked for me so well. So I write the days of the week here, and then as I'm planning my next week, I write in the tasks that are sort of happening that need to get done in that week or in that day. So for example, on Mondays, I always send an email to my downline. So that goes in Monday. On Saturday, I always send an email to my VIP fitness clients. That goes on Saturday. And then I fill it in with other things like today is Valentine's Day and I had lunch with my husband. So that goes there because I know that that's going to take a chunk out of my work day. So this is really only office hours. So this is from like 8 to 3 every day. I'm not writing down my evening activities. I'm not writing down anything outside of those office hours. This is just for my office hours. But because my lunch with my husband came out of that office hour block, I did put it there. This is where I put calls with team members or any sort of calls that are related to my business. This isn't where I'm putting a whole bunch of home tasks. So for example, like laundry doesn't go up here for me. That's just, I want to keep it separate. This whole space, my office, is my workspace. So I really try to keep it work focused and work centric. If I bring my house into this space too much, then it's not the right vibe for me. I'm not going to get as much done, and it's really going to slow me down. So even my whiteboard is really focused on those office hour things. But another reason why I put things like lunch with my husband up there, or if I have an appointment of some sort, I put it there. It's so that at the end of the day, when I check the things off, I don't feel disappointed by how much I didn't get done. Because the thing is, lunch with my husband is an important part of my life. So in that way, it's an important part of my business, right? Because if my life is going well, my business is likely to go more well, better. More well? I don't know if that, more well. So that is important to me. But I also know that because it takes up a chunk of the day, I'm going to have less time to do other business activities, right? So when I check it off, I check off lunch with my husband, I check off make this a video, I check off whatever other things, I feel satisfied just as if I were checking off 4 phone calls. It feels the same amount of good because I'm still checking things off. And by the way, that checking off is huge. It's like an adrenaline hit, right? So I do check them off as I go. There are a few things that you know, like didn't get done in this day or this day. So I put little yellow parentheses around it, and I try to get everything done by the end of the week. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But this does just really keep me organized and focused. So this is my weekly goals and tasks. Those are my monthly focuses. Weekly goals and tasks should feed into monthly focuses. If these items have nothing to do with those items, then there's a disconnect and you're not going to get those monthly goals. So when I'm doing this, I can actually physically see my monthly focuses. And so these tasks directly correlate to those. How awesome is that? Okay guys, I have one more whiteboard. This one is empty right now. Hallelujah. It's empty because I just erased it recently. I use this board if I'm doing a brainstorming session. I recently had a bunch of names on there of people who were interested in joining my team, and actually the board got so full, like I couldn't even fit names. So I transferred that to a different place. Funny story real quick. Once I had a huge whiteboard like that. It was a bigger whiteboard, but it wasn't on the wall, and I did this whole brainstorming session, and I found it once with my kids had drawn all over it. So I've learned not to put super important things on the floor level for them. They're also bigger now, so they wouldn't do that, I don't think. But anyway, this is really good for brainstorming. So, or just things that I like cannot forget to do, but I don't really know where they fit in my week. It's just like an extra, almost piece of paper, but I like that it's on a whiteboard because I can maneuver it and manipulate it a little bit. So your business might have one thing that you just always sort of want to be keeping track of, and it's very, it's constantly moving. That would be a good use of a whiteboard, good use of time to put on a whiteboard. So you guys, those are my whiteboard tricks, and it sure has helped me stay organized and focused, really focused on what I need to be doing. So I hope that helps you too. I'd love for you to comment below and talk to me about whether or not this is a strategy you use or not, and if it's not, if you're going to start using it. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you found this information helpful. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I try to put out videos twice a week, so if you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have any requests for future video topics, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Stay positive and be happy.